everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Crochet with illJay, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet one of these trendy ruffle hats, but we're going to use two colors at the same time and they're going to spiral out from the top. It looks really cool and it's not too hard, mostly double crochet stitches. There is a written pattern for sale on my website, which includes an adult and youth size. I'll leave a link in the description for that, but otherwise we're going to make the adult size today and you can follow along. And let's get to materials. Start by picking out two worsted weight yarns that you would like to use. You need about 315 yards total. I have just two solid color acrylic yarns. That works just fine. I'm using a 4mm crochet hook, but if that feels a little small with the worsted weight yarn, you can always move up to a 4.5 or even a 5mm hook. A yarn needle to weave in your ends at the end, 2 stitch markers, and a pair of scissors. Decide which color you want to be color A and color B. I'm going to use green to start, so that will be my color A. Always leave a tail long enough to weave in your end. And start by making a slip knot. Insert your hook and tighten it down, but not too tight. Now chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and slip stitch into the first chain to close a loop. Alright, pull that loop apart so you can see where the center is. We're going to be working into the center. You can also do a magic circle here. I just prefer the chain 4 slip stitch method. I think it holds the center of the work better. But either way is fine. And now to start round 1, chain 2, and double crochet 4 into the center. Pull it apart again if you have to locate the center. And this is US terminology, and the double crochet stitch is a yarn over. Insert through the center of the loop you just made. Pull the yarn through. Now yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over again, pull through 2 loops. Okay, and we're counting this as 2 stitches. So your chain 2 counts as your first stitch, and that counts as your second stitch. We want to do 5 double crochet stitches total, so we're going to do 3 more. So yarn over, insert through the center, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Alright, 2 more. Okay, now grab one of your stitch markers and we're going to just hold this loop here so it doesn't come undone. Alright, and now we're going to move to color B. Alright, with color B, make another slip knot. Again, leave your tail end. Tighten that down. Now pick up your work. So we're going to start kind of where we left off. Here is the last stitch of color A, and we're going to just do a slip stitch into the center loop right here. So insert your hook. Well, actually first bring the working yarn over to the back. So when you insert your hook, you can pull this yarn through and through this loop to do a slip stitch. Okay. You can pull the tail to tighten that down more. And we're going to do the same thing now as we did with color A. We're going to chain 2. That counts as our first stitch. And now we're going to do 4 double crochet into the center. And I'm just going to work around my tail end here just so that it is already partially woven in. Alright, so that's 1 and 2. 3, 4, 5. Okay, you should have the same thing in both of the colors. Grab your second stitch marker and now hold color B. This is the end of round 1, and I'll just note that each round is split between the two colors. So we had 5 stitches in color A, 5 stitches in color B, so that's 10 stitches for the round total. And at the end of each round, you should also be opposite each other. And now we're going to move back to color A and start round 2. So take off that stitch marker and actually move it to the top of that last stitch. And then insert your hook through the working loop. And now we're going to continue working onto the top of color B from round 1. We're working in continuous rounds, so we're just going to work right on top of it, and we're going to do 2 double crochet stitches in each stitch. So yarn over. Remember that chain 2 was our first stitch, so right into that second chain, do 2 double crochets. Two. All right, now 2 into the next one. Two into the third. Two more. And 2 more double crochet into that last stitch. Alright, so you should have just done 10 stitches in color A. And now take out that stitch marker here. It helps to like pull out this loop so you don't lose that loop, your working loop. Alright, and just switch that to color A loop. And now we're going to do the same thing in color B. 2 double crochet in each stitch, starting in that second chain, which is a little hard to see, but this is our one. Second chain is here. And we're always doing the same thing with color B that we did with color A. So go ahead and do 2 double crochet in each stitch. And that last stitch is right where our stitch marker is. Alright, once you do those last 2, you can remove that stitch marker and then hold color B. Okay, so we're going to do this stitch marker switch throughout the whole pattern. This is what the end of round 2 looks like. Okay, you should have 10 stitches in each color or 20 stitches total for the round. Alright, now we're going to move back to color A and start round 3. Okay, remove stitch marker from color A. Insert your hook. Yeah, don't forget to put this back in to the top of that stitch so we know where the end of that round is. And for round 2, we're going to start by doing 2 double crochet into that first stitch. One and 2. and then we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that a total of 5 times. So do 2 double crochet into the next stitch. 1, 2, and 1 double crochet into the next. 2, and 1. 2 in this one, and 1. All right, you should have 2 more stitches left. Same thing, 2 double crochet, and you should be ending with 1 double crochet in that last stitch of color B, on top of color B, I mean. And now switch your stitch markers again. Hold color A, and do the same thing in color B onto the top of color A. So we're always just working on top of the opposite color, doing the same thing. So 2 double crochet to start. 1, 2, and then 1 double crochet in the next. Okay, so just same thing in both of the colors. And you should be ending right where the stitch marker is with your final double crochet. And that is the end of round 3. Switch your stitch marker to hold color B, and now we're going to move back to color A and start round 4. Move stitch marker from the working loop and place into the top of that stitch. And round 3 is going to start with a 2 double crochet into the first stitch. 1, 2, and now we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So that's 1 and 1 into the next. Okay, so this round we have a repeat of 2 and 1 and then 1 in the next 2. And that should be 5 times repeat total per color. So we'll do 2 double crochet in the next. And then 1 double crochet in the next one, and 1 double crochet in the one after that. Okay, so you have 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and repeat it until the end of that color. Two, 1, oops, 1. Alright, now switch your stitch markers, hold color A, and do the same thing with color B. Again, the same 2 double crochet in the first and then 1 in the next 2. So same thing. 1, 2, 1, and 1. Okay, so now just do that 5 times until you get to the next stitch marker again. And you should be ending this round, those last double crochets. So you should always be ending that repeat, the 2, 1, 1 in this case, into that last stitch right where your stitch marker is. And now you can transfer that stitch marker, hold color B, and we will move back to color A and start the next round. So this is the end of round 4. Again, your end should be directly opposite. And spiral is looking pretty cool, huh? Alright, so I'll remove stitch marker from color A in round 5. Starts with a double crochet into the first stitch. Oh, don't forget to mark this, so we know where to end our round. Okay, 2 double crochet into the first stitch. 1, 2, and now we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. So this repeat is going to be 2 double crochet and then 1 in the next 3. 1, 1, and 1. All right, that's the repeat for this round. 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, and then 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. Oops. Okay, so just repeat that until you get to the end of the color, and then do the same thing with color B until you get to the next stitch marker there. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And don't forget, there is a written pattern for sale on my website at illjay.com if you want the step-by-step written PDF file. Here's the end of round 5. You should have 25 stitches in each color, totaling at 50 stitches for the entire round. So an easy way to remember how many stitches per round is we had 10 for 1, 20 for 2, 30 for 3, 40 for 4, and 50 for 5. So we're increasing by 10 stitches per round. Okay, we're going to do round 6 now, and maybe you can guess what the repeat is this time. Oh, yeah, don't forget to. All right. We're going to start round 6 with a 2 double crochet. 1, 2, and then 1 double crochet into the next 4 stitches now. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's the repeat for this round, is 2 double crochet in one and then 1 in the next 4. So you should be repeating that 5 times in each color to complete the round. Two in one, and then 1 in the next 4. Here's the end of round 6. You should have 60 stitches in total, and that's 30 in each color. And now round 7, back to color A. Mark that last stitch. And now the repeat for round 7 is 2 double crochets into the first stitch and 1 double crochet into the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's the repeat for round 7. 2 double crochet, 1 stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next 5 stitches. Okay, so just continue that repeat in color A until the end of here, the stitch marker, and then do the same repeat in color B until the next stitch marker. And at the end of round 7, you should have 70 stitches, and then we will move on to round 8. Here's the end of round 7. You should have 70 stitches total. That's 35 stitches in each color. And now we're going to move on to round 8. And rounds 8 through 14 are going to be the same. We're just going to do 1 double crochet in each stitch. So we're done with our increase rounds. We're just going to do now rounds 8 through 14. 1 double crochet in each stitch, and keep working the way we were before, where you start with color A, you work till the next stitch marker, and then do color B back to the next stitch marker. And that will help you just keep track of where you are in your rounds. Okay, so just keep going with the double crochets, 1 in each stitch through round 14. This is the hat at the end of round 14. You can see the hat shape forming. There's our spiral. Again, you should still be opposite colors at the end of the round. And if you lost track of the round, just go back to the beginning and count round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'll note that you can add an additional round in this section for a deeper hat. Just keep in mind the ruffles are going to add a bit of length to the final product. Round 15 is going to be a decrease round, and that will make more sense later on, but basically the ruffles are going to want to stretch this out. So we're just going to do a decrease before that so our hat fits better. And starting with color A, just move that stitch marker to the top of that stitch, insert your hook, and we're going to start the round with the decrease, double crochet 2 together. And now I'll show you that slowly. It starts with a yarn over, insert into the first stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, and now hold here, and yarn over again, insert into the second stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 3 loops. That's what it looks like. It's 2 double crochets into 1, double crochet 2 together, and then we're going to double crochet 1 into the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the repeat for round 15. I'll show you the decrease one more time. Double crochet 2 together is a yarn over, insert through the first stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over again, insert through the second stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 3 loops. Now double crochet 1 in the next 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so that's the repeat for this round. Go ahead and continue that repeat until you get to this stitch marker, and then do the same thing in color B until you get to that stitch marker. End of round 15, you should have back to 30 stitches in each color. That's 60 stitches in total for round 15. And now round 16, we're gonna get into some ruffles. Starting with color A. And what we're gonna do is 4 double crochet in each stitch. So that's 1, back into that same stitch, 2, 3, and 4. So see, there's just 4 into this one, and we're just going to repeat that until we get to our stitch marker. 2, 3, 4. All right, so we're just loading up those double crochet stitches. All right, see our ruffle forming? Adding this many stitches, and each stitch is going to stretch out that row, which is why we did our decreases. And just continue color A, doing 4 double crochets in each stitch till you get to the stitch marker, and then repeat the same thing with color B back until the stitch marker. This is the end of round 16. The ruffles are looking really good so far. Very ruffly. You should have done 120 stitches per color, so 240 stitches for that round. But don't worry about counting out that exact number. The exact number doesn't really matter so much. In general, the more stitches you add, the more ruffly it will be, so you can kind of adjust the pattern that way if you want less or more ruffles. But we're going to continue on now with round 17, and what we're going to do there is more increases. We're going to do 2 double crochet in each stitch. for round 17. So we're going to double our stitch count again. It's going to start to get even more ruffly. Here's the hat at the end of round 17. Ooh, look at all those ruffles. We're actually going to do one more round and get that extreme ruffle look. And we're going to do 2 double crochet in each stitch around one more time with both colors. So we're going to double our stitch count again, and just warning you, this last row does take a while. So take some breaks if you need, or put on a movie, because it's a lot of stitches if you want that full ruffled look. And we're going to go for it, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's all done. Here's my hat at the end of round 18. Look at these ruffles. It's gorgeous. Try it on, see how you like it, and then I will show you how to taper off and finish the ends. To taper off the ends, starting with color A, right where we left off, if you don't want this like hard edge here, to taper off the end, all you need to do is yarn over and do a half double crochet stitch, which you just insert your hook, pull the yarn through, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Repeat that, so another half double crochet stitch, and now do a single crochet into the next stitch, single crochet again, and then finish off with a slip stitch. Okay? And now you can cut your yarn, pull the tail through that last loop, and doesn't that look better? Yeah. And then from the back of the work, just thread your yarn needle and go ahead and weave it back through those last few stitches we just did, and a couple more stitches. It's gonna look better if you weave your tail end through the color. So weave your green end through green and your purple end through purple. You're going to do the same thing I just showed you with the purple end. You want to pull it, but not too tight. Otherwise it might ruffle. You might not even notice though. And go back and forth a couple of times. Alright, once you've gone back and forth a couple of times, just give it a tug and trim your end. Repeat with the purple and you're all done! Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you liked my tutorial. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel and stay up to date on all my newest patterns.